Hi, this is Vincent from Google's Ad Traffic Quality team. In this screencast, I will show you how to improve your understanding of your traffic, especially the traffic coming from AdWords. First, I will give a little introduction into web server logs, specifically Apache's logs. Then, I explain briefly URL tracking and auto-tagging, especially how those features can help to increase your understanding of your ad traffic. A good understanding of the traffic coming to your site from AdWords is key to having a successful campaign. The process of gaining insights starts with the web server's logs. The logs are the place where a web server records the history of the activities it performs. The logs you see here are from my Apache web server. They are in the combined log format. Depending on your web server vendor or hosting partner, your logs might look slightly different. If the degree of information is considerably less, your web server might be set to save the logs in the common log format. Either change the configuration yourself or ask a webmaster to do so. This here is a single entry. It shows one request to the server. This is the IP address of a computer that issued the request. Usually, an IP address indicates a unique user. However, some internet service providers, such as AOL, rotate the IP addresses among their users. In these instances, the IP address assigned to a particular user when they connected to the internet could have been assigned to another user who disconnected just moments earlier. The use of proxies is another reason why different users might show up with the same IP address in your logs. For example, organizations like companies and universities often use proxy servers to handle all of their internet traffic. This means that all the students of a university could appear to share the same IP address in your web server's logs, even though there are in reality many different unique users. The part of the entry I just highlighted is the time and date of the request. This is the page which was requested by the user. It must not necessarily be an HTML page, but could be an image or other resource file. This brings me to another important point. The number of log entries might not be equal with the number of pages requested by users. Each page request can result in several log entries, because requests for the other resources are recorded in the log file as well. The part of the entry I just highlighted is the referrer. It tells us from which web page the user is coming. In other words, which web page the user loaded before the user came to your web server. However, in some cases, there may be no referrer information at all. This can happen for several reasons. For instance, the user's browser doesn't support it, the user deactivated the feature, or the user accessed the page directly by typing the URL into the address bar of the browser. The last element of a typical log entry is the user agent. The user agent is provided by the user's browser and states some general information about the user's browser and operating system. Okay, let's go back to the referrer. Page requests generated by clicks from AdWords and Google's organic search results cannot be easily distinguished. Implementing URL tracking can help to distinguish between clicks that come from AdWords and those from other sources like the natural search results from Google. By creating unique destination URLs for use as the landing page of your AdWords ads, you can differentiate this request from other types of traffic to your site. For instance, in addition to the usual index.html page, you would create a copy of that page with the same content but with the file name of index_adwords.html. In this example, any AdWords campaigns which you're using to drive traffic to your index page would use index_adwords.html as the destination URL. After implementing this change, you can easily differentiate between these two types of requests in your web server's logs. As can be seen here, the upper is a click from Google's organic search results, the other is generated from an AdWords click. This technique is very easy to implement, but has some limitations with respect to understanding your site traffic. For example, since users might visit the landing page index_adwords.html several times without clicking on the ad each time, you can't simply count up the visits to this URL to get the total number of ad clicks. Examples of ways that users might visit the tracking URL without clicking on the ad include using back button in the browser, visiting a bookmark, or clicking on the URL in the browser's history. Luckily, AdWords has an auto-tagging feature that overcomes this disadvantage, and in most cases it requires much less time to implement. AdWords auto-tagging works by automatically appending a unique parameter to each click your ad receives. This parameter is called the GCLID. Each click will have its own unique GCLID. Log entries which include a GCLID look like this. If everything is configured correctly, you know that only log entries that include the GCLID parameter are clicks from AdWords. If you can find several log entries in your log with the same GCLID, you can be confident that you were only charged for one click. Auto-tagging can be implemented in just a few short clicks. Simply activate auto-tagging by logging into your AdWords account. Go to the My Account tab and click on the Preferences link. On the Preferences page, check the checkbox for Destination URL auto-tagging. Then just click on Save Changes and the feature is active. In connection with Google Analytics, auto-tagging allows you to thoroughly track the performance of your keywords because you will be able to see which keyword brought the visitor to your site, where the visitor is from, which campaign that keyword was from, and how much that click cost. All of this information can help you to calculate return on investment more accurately. If you're interested in more information about how to optimize your campaign, check out the Analytics Resource Center. You will find a link in the video description. I hope this screencast helped you to improve your understanding of how to analyze your ad traffic and implement a few common tracking methods. For more information and more tips like best practices for generating leads, visit our Ad Traffic Quality Resource Center. Thanks and goodbye.